point, I call that history. Fuck around and grill a pig like some rotisserie. Give a fuck about who you think you with, don't trust the industry. Why you wanna be my enemy? You should really let me be, cause really you can't fuck with me. Nah, you can't fuck with me, little bitch, and yes, I took my heat. Yes, I love to redo, that made me L-A-M-E or W-I-S-E. My third eye open, I can see, must protect my inner peace. No response, I can't give you my energy. I don't follow trends, cause bitch, I'ma just
Hi, how is everyone doing today? This is Uno Neo back with another video. We're gonna jump straight into it as we always do. Today's message is going to be a love message. I don't know if y'all know this, but I am a sucker for love. I am a sucker for like fairy tale-ish type of stories. I will have my fairy tale one day, and nobody can tell me otherwise. I know I have some ladies out there that can resonate with that. And I know I have some fellas out there that's probably looking for their princess, their Cinderella. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. And don't lose faith. And always put God first. The signs that is significant for today is going to be Libra, Leo, Aries, Scorpio, Taurus, Pisces, Cancer, and I was also picking up Gemini. So at this time, you could be going through like a shift. I feel like this is a shift within your love life. Like you could be used to a certain type of crowd or like a certain type of person or people. Like you could tend to get the same people just in different bodies, or they embody like the same type of energy, and you're starting to peep the patterns through the different people that kind of enter your life. I feel like when it comes to that, spirit is like testing you. They're sending you these people to see kind of what you're going to do, if you're going to kind of fall victim to the cycle again, or if you're going to repeat pattern and do what's necessary to kind of not repeat that cycle, especially once you got to the point where you are aware of your own patterns, you know. Pretending towards like the way that you move with love. You can expect some type of new energy. You can expect some new energy coming in as well. Dealing with the love life, dealing with the heart space as well. Like I was hearing again, a restore within the heart space. So at this time, a lot of people have been kind of loving from a space of like fear and from their past and the things that they may have went through. And you tend to project that on your newer connections and relationships, which then makes you repeat a cycle. Because it's like spirit is trying to get you to see what within yourself that's needing to be necessarily healed. So it's important to just pay attention to that at this time as well, and to make sure that we're not necessarily running from the things that we need to kind of heal from in order to be able to attract the highest type of love that you want. And love can be pertaining into different ways. Like if you're not the type where you don't really see yourself in a relationship right now, you still can be loved unconditionally through platonic type of relationships and stuff like that, which is ties into me wanting to kind of get into what's the meaning of like a divine union in the first place. And also like the meaning of the different type of soulmates and how we can kind of get into that as well. And for me, when it comes to like a divine union, my meaning of that is like spirit literally sending you in a person that is for you. And divine unions happens in many different ways. So it's like once two souls are connected, or once they connect, I feel that divine union is locked in to the point where whatever was meant for you guys to experience, or whatever is meant for you guys to experience within the connection, you're going to experience. Now, whether this is good things, light-hearted type of energy, or whether this is something else as far as like karmic things that we have to kind of overcome from like past lifetimes. For example, what I mean by that is if you meet someone and everything about this person, you just feel drawn to them. You don't really understand why or how or like what it is necessarily, but you just know that this person is someone that you can't necessarily get off your mind. You think about them a lot. You think about them pretty much daily, like, you know. And it's like you don't necessarily react on that. You don't necessarily like understand, I guess, the in-depths of the connection, the in-depths of why you're like physically and emotionally and spiritually drawn towards a person. And a lot of times it's because they are like divine unions. It's because Spirit has sent this person into your life for a reason. And at times, once you come into union with that person, yeah, it could display in a karmic type of way, because you guys have karmic energy around y'all that needs to be kind of like healed in a sense. For example, you can have like people that surrounded around you guys' this connection that's necessarily karmic. You and your person cannot be karmic. Y'all can actually have a very decent and good bond, but you have people around you guys that are kind of like trying to stop that union, or trying to stop y'all from coming into union. Rather, your divine counterpart is having to deal with like succubus and incubus type of energies, having to deal with basically temptation, you know what I mean? Or whether it's through the form of like your partner ghosting you, or you going through your different phases to where like you are communicating, not communicating, communicating, not communicating. It's like, where if your person is necessarily abandoning that connection, where are you abandoning yourself at? You get what I'm saying? So it's like the divine unions to me are meant to be like a reflection, like a person sent in to reflect a version of yourself that's needing to be healed or worked on. And at times it also reflects good things, that also reflects the good within us as well, you know what I mean? And it's like, if you're seeing too much karmic energy surrounding around a connection, where at within yourself is it displaying these same things? I heard a reader say before, like she broke it down in the explanation of, you have a partner and your partner's cheating on you all the time, like, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you're trying to figure out why you're always attracting these type of partnerships that these people are necessarily like cheating on you. But it's like, where at are you kind of like halfway meeting yourself? Where at are you abandoning yourself? Where at are you cheating on yourself, in a sense, to where like you are attracting these type of energies on the outside of you, you know what I mean? So it's like, that relationship can then teach you how to self-love yourself more, how to put yourself first, how to not give to others before you give to yourself, you know what I mean? And so it's like, a lot of times when we are experiencing certain things within connections, it's important to not just hold so much weight on your shoulders as far as taking it personal, because it's not meant to be a personal experience. It's meant to be a learning experience. It's meant for you to kind of like take your me, myself, and I emotions out of it and look at things from a broader perspective and a higher perspective to see what it is that you needed to necessarily learn from that connection, you know? I also wanted to tap into like the meaning of like soulmates, or the different type of soulmates that we have. Like, I like to say we have the platonic type of relationships. You have your spiritual connections. You have your spiritual you have your union marriages, and also wanted to tap into like the multiple marriages within the spirit realm as well. When it comes to platonic relationships, I like to look at these as people who are like strangers that you may encounter one time. You may do like an eye contact with a stranger and y'all zinc within that moment, never see that person again, but you know that they resonated with your soul in some type of way. Or it could be through a teacher, a mentor, you know what I'm saying, someone that is kind of, you're not necessarily the closest to, but there is some type of relationship and bond formed there as well, you know what I mean? And I really love my platonic type of soulmates, because these are the ones who typically come in and kind of like heal you and uplift you as well when you're like needing it the absolute most. It's like you don't hold so much weight over the connection because it is platonic, you know? So it's kind of like you're like, it's easier to allow those type of relationships to kind of like flow. with your spiritual connections, I take this as like spiritual soulmates, people who kind of take it to the next stage, as far as like some of them may even date or just have flings, or you know what I'm saying, different things like that. And these are people who you tend to sync with in some type of way. You have similarities, things in common, same interests and likes as well. Someone who kind of in a way or in a sense feels like home to you, but you're still kind of separate from, like, you like it's easy to deassociate yourself from these type of spiritual connections as well, because they're meant to kind of just come and go. Then you have your actual spiritual unions and marriages, and with these type of relationships, it's harder to kind of like disconnect from your soulmate once you meet them. It's kind of hard to forget about this person or get them out of your energy. It's like it's like a repetitiveness of you constantly like thinking about them, fantasizing about them, even fantasizing about what life could be like, even getting past life regressions and past life. It's like almost like a restore within the memory once you guys connect with each other, you know. And it's like them type of relationships tend to be the absolute strongest, you know. It's just really hard to kind of pull away from those relationships until that contract has played itself out, in a sense. It's like those contracts have to first play themselves out, and you have to learn everything that you're needing to learn, and if you don't, then you take it to your next life form. And with the marriages as well, you can be married to multiple people within the dream realm. Like, you can have multiple husbands and multiple wives as well, where you meet like sometimes you meet more than one within one lifetime, and sometimes you only meet one each lifetime, you know. So it just depends on what it is that your soul is needing to experience at that moment. Also wanted to tap into letting go of like codependency and being codependent on these type of relationships. Like, I know when it comes to like the twin flame unions and different things like that, people tend to hold this weight of like, you kind of have to be stuck to your person forever, or it's like you're scared or afraid to allow your person to be, or to allow the connection to flow natural like it's supposed to, because you are in a sense afraid of like losing that person, you know what I mean. And in the process of that, sometimes we tend to like lose ourselves trying to keep that energy where you kind of want it to be, you know what I mean. And a lot of times we self-sabotage as well when you are able to pinpoint and know when you have a strong connection like that. But it's like you convince yourself of every reason why you're not worthy of that connection, or why that person may not or could not feel the same way that you do. But in reality, you both are kind of feeling the exact same, feeling the same energies and going through similar things as well within the spirit. But a lot of times you guys visit each other in the dream realms and are with each other kind of majority of the time on the 5D. Some people are more aware than others, you know, depending on how you necessarily play with your gifts and how you necessarily like maneuver in the spirit realm, you know. Also they wanted to tap into a little about the children stepping into their powers as well, and children coming like starting to get gifts and like superpowers. So it's important to pay attention to your children at this time as well. A lot of spiritual unions are coming in and creating and birthing these children, and these children are very, very like something very strong and magnetic. I'm hearing about them. They're here, they're coming down for a reason, I'm hearing. I really hope that this video helped and resonated for those who it needed to. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. Love and light.
In the atmosphere, I can feel the envy. I can't sell my soul, no. See, I'd rather let you kill me, but I can never die. No, not really, only physically. I've been through a lot, but I can't let none of that get to me. Because if I do, then I am being my own enemy. I educate the youth and I am nothing like celebrities. I can't break the law that's breaking me, that's what you tell us. For the system, I'ma say that shit 1,000 times. That shit is sickening, they done told us like 10,000 lies. We wanted shit, cause they still sleep, then they act so surprised. When the truth come out before their eyes, I'm still don't recognize. When you speak the truth, you put your life up on the line. And if you don't, cause you say that you living in a lie. I'm speaking fast, this ain't just rap, see I just make it rhyme. Falling off my purpose, it ain't work, I did that many times.